Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're creating a handbag, actually two of them. One is stylish messenger handbag, and the second one is quite sophisticated female handbag slash purse. They look quite different, but in construction they're very similar. That's why I include both of them in one pattern. After printing out pattern in 100% scale, just double check if you got measurements correct, then we can start cutting it on. The both bags are similar size and they both got 3 pockets, one smaller one for a phone and 2 bigger ones for everything you need to carry with you. I have created a discount code for you. You can find it later on in this video. It works on all our product on qcrafter.com. Let's roll out the leather and we can start crafting. I used here veg-tan leather. It's about 1.5-1.8 millimeter thick and the finish is graffiti finish. I think it has a little bit of oil in it because it has a little bit of a pull-up effect. We're gonna make one of them stitched by hand and the other will be stitched by the machine. Front and back is quite simple to cut out on both of the bags. The tricky part is the middle part and we're gonna need 2 of them for both bags. The pattern you see on the screen, it's prototype pattern, so the pattern which you will get, it's gonna look totally different. You can see here the middle section. We're gonna adjust the corners so the bag has a little bit of a bulk. And now we're marking the middle part where will be the pocket for a phone. And this pocket needs to be marked on the other side of the leather because the middle parts will be joined together with the flash side on the outside. And the little corners, and just skive it a little bit with French skiver and we can start punching the holes. On both bags I hand stitched that part. If you hand stitching the bag, it doesn't matter if you're gonna do corners first or the middle side. If you're stitching by the machine, it's easier to stitch the middle part first. If you like this video so far, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you want to see more projects like this. This project should take you about 5 to 6 hours, depends on the bag. I think messenger bag is slightly shorter. And if you're using stitching machine, that will make project much more quicker. I think messenger bag stitched by the machine, it took me 3 hours to complete. Meet Lucy, she's our cat and she likes to disturb me in work. And this is probably why it took me a bit longer than usual. Messenger bag is gonna be a bit more bulkier and it's gonna be bulk all the way through to the top. That's why the corners are a bit bigger on the messenger bag. By implementing those modifications, I want to show you how easy it is to modify the pattern a little bit and you can achieve different results. So we have middle part stitched up and the corners as well. It's time to put the bag all together. I use Saver glue and some masking tape and I start from the bottom. When you finish gluing the part, take off the masking tape and let the glue dry out a little bit before you putting it together. It will bound better. In places too hard to access, those pliers which I'm using here are quite good. In both bags, this step is similar, just bottom part and then the sides. Let's prepare the D-rings for the strap attachment. On the pattern it's all marked up where the D-rings should be fitted. They go on the back panel between back panel and middle panel. The D-rings I used for this project are 20mm. And this little strap is about 3 centimeters long. The safer glue I'm using here is from same company which does made the cologne. It's quite good. It's transparent when it's dry and you can wipe it off easily when wet. The D-ring should be fitted on this part, in between those parts. I forgot to record it, sorry. Try to bond things together quite nice and straight, because now we're gonna punch the holes. And if you bound it wrong, you might end up with one of the edge having holes closer than the other. It's only cosmetic, but we won't make things perfect. As punching pad, I use 4mm thick leather in here. Just remember, don't go through all the way through the punching pad. So everything is prepared, we can start stitching. If you hand stitching, you can use saddle stitch technique. If you have stitching machine, you can also use that. I have not recorded the stitching of that part, but there will be plenty more stitching, so you can see it later on. As usual, I've got dilemma: what kind of lock should I fit? In the messenger style, I fit suitcase lock. And on this one I want to do something special, so keep on watching. If you're planning to use veg-tan leather on this bag, you can fit the same lock as I did. On the chrome tan leather you won't be able to shape the leather as I did in here, so you will have to come out with some kind of different solution. I'm using leather scrap in here to create that little fitment for the O-ring on the front. By reducing rubbish, we're trying to be as eco-friendly as we can be. I promised you I got a discount code for you, so you can find 40% discount code on the screen right now. It works on all things we've got in the shop, but it's only for first 10 people. I'm using bevel number 1 to clean off the edges. I think I'm happy with this shape, so I think I'm gonna only clean the edges and stitch it on. I'll mark it in the pattern how you can do that. As you can see, this little shape, it takes a little bit of time, but the details matters, and that's what they make things one of a kind. I'm using K as a blade punch. I don't really even need to punch it through because it's so sharp. Like, you can stamp it on and it creates a hole. And the last step is find the middle part and use compass tool to make the stitching line. But to be honest with you, you got that in a pattern already, so you can skip that step. But I like to share my creative process with you. That's why I show you all the steps which I made before I made the pattern. When I'm using the punch pad for the front, I put a bit of scrap leather onto the ready product so I won't scratch it. Sometimes I don't trust myself to use just a leather piece as a punching pad. I promised you a little bit of stitching montage before, so you can see how I'm stitching it. This is time lapse, so we can quickly see how it's done. So one bag was stitched by hand and the other one was stitched by using sewing machine, so I record a bit of both. So we finished the stitching. Now it's time to work a little bit on edges and make the bag nice and completely finished. As usual, after beveling, I use sunblock to clear the edges before I apply Tokonol on it. It actually took me 3 days to make those 2 bags with the design and with the finish. So I tried to squeeze it as short as it can be, and I managed to get that video short as 15 minutes. And the last thing I record for you is how I finished that top of a bag with lacing stitched inside. This is 4mm thick. It's been colored. I don't have natural one on me, so I sandpaper it a little bit and clean it with alcohol, and then apply glue on it and on the bag itself. Let it dry out a little bit and attach it to the bag, then fold it over and use bone creaser to finish it off. I mark this in a pattern as well, so it's easier for you. This leather got a bit of oil in it, I mentioned it previously, so before I use bone creaser, I actually use a piece of scrap to put it on because it leaves the marks on this leather. And remember, if you're creating leather goods which you want them to keep some kind of shape, stuff them out when you finish so they keep that shape. And as usual, if you got any questions, drop us a comment below the video, or you can contact me directly, I don't mind. If you got this far, you must be liking this video, so please hit the like button for me and share it with anyone so YouTube show it to more people. I will appreciate that and it will help me grow. Few last bits we need to finish, so it's the top of a bag, stitch in lace, and then dye the end of it. You can use black Tokonol on top of it and it will look great. I bought myself little Insta360 Go and look how awesome effects you can get from it. I include affiliate link for that little camera in the description. We have everything done, so have a look on finished product. hope you enjoy and see you next video.